In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Welcome to Northern Undead Asylum and Let's Study Dark Souls. Why such name? Because in this series I'll be focusing on the level design and lore of Dark Souls 1. I'll be playing through online, so it should be lots of fun with invasions and cooperation, jolly cooperation that is. And yeah, should be fun. We'll be playing with this sorcerer character, so yeah. I always play melee characters in Dark Souls. So it should be interesting to rely a bit more on spells, magic. Never tried that, so it should be interesting for me. And it should be interesting for you, because I'll be struggling a lot probably. So yeah. Should be fun, so yeah. The first design observation is coming quite soon. Obviously, here we have the first bonfire, didn't introduce the mechanics, but there really isn't anything really special about it. Except that it's the first thing that really can interact with, except for the key and the door. The interesting thing is here. We open the door, and most players, they will not notice the monster, demon. But the thing is, he will attack us. If you are a veteran Dark Souls players, you know that. Even if you play the game once, you know that. The thing is, immediately after you come here, everything blends in with, everything else except for the storages. So immediately you want to go there, right? Maybe you're gonna go for the door though, and immediately when you see that, you're gonna switch and go to this door. I mean, it's just apparent. They show you the position, of the door. It is so very apparent, and they use lighting a lot in Dark Souls 2, kind of show us the right path. Here we have another bonfire. They really spread them very close apart, right? Because obviously it's a tutorial and they don't want you to, die a lot, obviously. Alright, so shield. Here they teach you how to equip it. They give you the tutorial and everything here. So yeah, everything good. Here they teach you how to block. You can also, of course, roll to the arrow, but a new player wouldn't know that. Here we get our first weapon. Let's equip it. A dagger. Cool. And here is our first enemy that we can hurt and he can hurt us. At the start of the game, you have these really non-important hollows that really can't hurt you, but you can still practice your hitting on them, right? So that's all the mechanics. This is the first enemy that can actually hurt you as well, so that's quite interesting. Here we have our first kind of crossroad, I guess. Our two paths. Here we really can't get there. It's obvious that somehow you will be able to go there, but not yet. Here is a blind alley, so not going here. So we go the only other way possible. Now down there we have a shortcut to the bonfire, and up here we have a trap, and you can actually notice it. So if you're really good at observing stuff in the environment, you will notice it, but you probably wouldn't. If you didn't know that it was there, you wouldn't notice it. The area where they improved that, I think, is in Bloodborne actually. There is a bridge in Yarnum where this kind of trap is set up, right? You have this ball that rolls to the player to kill him, but there is a hollow that lights it and then rolls it down, right, the bridge. So this is much more telegraphed, and it's much easier to avoid than this, which is all in the dark and not as apparent. Anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Oh, you're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Yes.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
Thank you.
Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Alright, so for anyone that knows Dark Souls but maybe doesn't know everything about it, this should be interesting for you. Wait. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? Yes, we saw him die. You can actually do that. It's pretty interesting to me that you can actually see him die. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I think that in Bloodborne they improved on how apparent this kind of trap was, right, with the ball roll. Still, this enemy probably pushed it, we didn't see him, but he probably did. But it wasn't as telegraphed, right? And the thing about Dark Souls is it's fair, cruel but fair, right? So, if you don't see something coming, it's not really fair then, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely something to think about when talking about Dark Souls game design. Because some people say it's fair, and I agree with them. Dark Souls is very fair, I think. Oh shit! Haha. Didn't lock on there. I think Dark Souls is actually a very fair game, but some points like that one are kind of... It's not obvious that you will be hit, but then again, no matter which class you pick, you will not get killed by that. So, really, it could just be, you know, something to teach you that you should pay attention in Dark Souls. That you can't just do whatever you want, right? Any items? No, no items. Yeah, maybe it was used like that by developers to teach you that you should be always careful when playing Dark Souls about everything. Alright, let's kill the boss. Soul arrow. Soul arrow. Soul arrow. Soul arrow. Oh god. This is actually pretty easy. Why didn't I play Sorcerer ever? That's... This looks fun. This should be very fun. With how much damage I'm dealing, like, no problem. He's dead. So easy. Interesting. Huh. Alright. That was cool. And humanity, of course. Alright. So, let's peek outside the door. What do we have here? So this is where I would like to talk about the lore a bit. Look at where the asylum is. They told us that all the undead are corralled here, right? In the asylum. To await the underworld. But the thing is... there is a prophecy apparently in Astora that an undead shall be chosen and go to Lordran, which is what we will do. And my theory is that we are not the only one that goes into Lordran from here, right? And I mean, obviously later on you will see that that's true, and probably most of you already agree with me, especially if you already know Dark Souls lore. If not, you're just, you know, thinking, what the hell is he talking about? But first we must get there.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
So cool. So yeah, this is the second time we heard about the legend that tells of the undead going to Lordran to ring the Bell of Awakening. So yeah, my theory is, if you're wondering, my theory is that the asylum was set up to basically serve as a bunch of kind of tests for the undead, and whoever passes it, the tests that is, and the whole asylum, and kills the demon, is able to go to Lord Dran, where he will go through other challenges like getting to the Bell of Awakening. And yeah, I think that was orchestrated by someone, probably the gods, or maybe someone else, I do not know. But yeah, that's my theory, that someone is controlling basically the whole, everyone that is undead with that legend. Someone's controlling them and giving them the path forward. Let's talk to this guy, maybe we get some more information.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first.
See?
But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
So he proves that we are not the only one, and he was probably the same as us one day, right? He tried to complete the mission and probably failed, most likely, by what we see here. I mean, it's kind of obvious. So yeah, I really do think that someone is leading all the undead here. Not to the asylum, but outside of the asylum. It's just kind of a gathering point for everyone to kind of begin their challenges. And whoever passes them will, you know, he will be the chosen undead. Because for now we are all chosen undead and no one is chosen undead until someone completes all of the tests. So let's talk to him more.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
Because we would probably have no worries, I imagine.
What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collected bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
He is correct, but I don't believe he would never do it.
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
Your humanity seems tasty. Anyways, yeah, that is my theory. And now we'll level up before I look at the level design of this place, Farling Shrine. Kind of a beautiful place. Attune magic, what do we have? Soul Arrow, only that, huh? Actually, I wonder if I can buy something from a merchant that is close by. But first, let's look at the design. So the first thing that when you come here is, you notice the bonfire, you rest at it, and then the guy, you talk to him, right? So what do you see in this area? You see that shining item. Then you see a path, right, with a tree. Leads you up there, right? To that platform. Then you see another shiny item right there. And another one up there. Wow, grass. Get out of the way, grass. God damn. So, that shows you kind of a way where the developer wants you to go, really. So whenever someone says that Dark Souls doesn't have any kind of guidance, right, where to go, I kind of disagree with them, because it clearly is showing you that you should go there, right? We also have there the gate, right, where you'll probably go to explore and I did when I first played the game. And the least noticeable thing is the staircase right there. You don't actually see it right now. You see it here. You have to actually look at it to see it, right? So they clearly wanted to hide it from us. So let's go down this path. And really, this character is not important yet, the one locked up here. Lore-wise, she is kind of interesting, but we'll talk about her more later. What else do we have here? It is, in fact, an elevator. And let's see what waits us down below. But yeah, in this series, at first I'll be talking about lore a lot and level design, but later on I'll be doing it less. I'll mainly be talking about lore, and level design will kind of fade, I think, because really there will not be that much more to talk about, because they use similar tricks and kind of ways of making levels throughout the game. So if I notice something interesting, I'll obviously tell you guys, but mostly I don't think there will be anything special. By like when we get to approximately the second half of the game, I'll probably only talk about lore. But until then, there'll probably be a lot of level design talk. And it's actually interesting that we come here, right? In this area, it's you're not meant to go there yet. You can go though, and you can beat the area. There's ghosts in it, and they actually give us the item we need to fight the ghosts here, right? So yeah, that's very, very interesting. We don't need to buy it from anywhere, or do something else before we can get it. We can just go straight in, which is interesting. I want to try out the S-Stock. I have the stats for it? Not yet. I need 2 more levels, so okay, I'll do that. I'll probably be using the dexterity weapons, so S-Stock, other rapiers come in mind, maybe spears, stuff like that, and obviously spells.
Well, this is unusual. You haven't lost your head, and more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Ricky from Vinheim. I was once an established smith. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
He finds it strange that we are free. I do not know why. I mean, the legend tells that undead will go out of prison, right? But
Oh no.
then again,
I've no intention of escape. It's safe here. Can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in here.
so he's from Vinheim and he became undead. But the thing is, maybe he's surprised we were free because he actually wasn't in the undead asylum. He's locked up here, and I actually wonder why. Why didn't they lock him up in the undead asylum? It is definitely strange. He's the first blacksmith that's available in the game. And if you're struggling, if you're a new player, and you get titanite chunks from, or is it shards, from enemies, you can come here and reinforce any weapon here. So yeah, that may give you a bit of an edge against your enemies. But for now we're gonna check out which items he's selling. So, heavy soul arrow, 4,000. Soul arrow, 2,000. I can buy another soul, and I can buy another soul arrow, but I really don't want that.
Soothe my nerves. Don't let me wither away alive from this.
So he wants us to give him something to work, because if not, he will die. This is not enough for buying spells, so I think I'll collect a bit more, and yeah, I'll come buy the other spell. For now, I'll probably just upgrade so I can use the S-Stock. I have the Master Key, so I can use this. This, if you don't pick the Master Key, you can go through here, because it's kind of a shortcut to another Bale of Awakening, and it's kind of an area that you should probably prepare yourself more for it. But if you are a good player, you're not a noob, you can actually do it, and it's not that hard if you know what you're doing. Let's pick up this item. Soul name is soldier. Okay. Right. So I will see you guys back to the Firelink Shrine. So I wanted to stop a bit and look at the environment, and I just wanted you to notice how large the walls are here, like how many there are there. Just like multiple levels and stuff of walls, and we are already high up. You can see the clouds down there, right? So it's very, very interesting that we are that highly defended. So it shows that there were great wars going on, right? Even after the dragons were killed. So definitely interesting. Let's level up our strength and dexterity now. Okay. And we'll now be able to use our stock. Will we? Yes, we will. Let's see, how does this work? Okay. So, if you're a new player, which is possible, since, you know, in Dark Souls 3 and stuff, and it's still rising popularity, the series is, it's still possible that there are new players coming. So yeah, welcome, and know that you should always test out all the different movesets of your weapon. Can I do this twice? No. Oh wait, I run out of stamina. Okay, wait, I'm gonna test this. What would be the combo with this? Just double stab? Okay, nothing special then. Okay, so this is the kick animation, which is not a kick here, obviously, just a back step. Okay, cool. Really important to know. Anyway, now I'm gonna show you a couple new other items here in this area, and then we will finish off the episode, because I just want to really focus on this first part of the game. So, there's one item here, and you don't actually notice it, right? Really interesting. What they do is hide it behind this kind of curve, right? Just enough of a curve for you not to notice the item, so you have to go all the way through, right? And there is another item that is hidden that way, which is here. You go through here, and there is no item, but you have to go all the way behind here to actually see it. The thing is, it's hidden behind that wall, and there's also that bush, right, which I'm standing on top of right now. And they kind of make it seem like that's the all the way you can go, right? Some games probably put a wall there, invisible wall, but on Dark Souls they hid an item behind there because they are kind of well, they are a bit dickish, the developers. Before we go on with the items, I want you to notice this statue and think about what it could be. I don't actually know. I don't have any legit theories, but you know, fun to think about, and we will talk about it more later on. Anyways, now we're gonna go talk to another character. Hello. What should I point down? I really don't like this guy. I really don't like him. And later on in the story, you'll know why.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Tharaland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Almost hit him.
Hello there.
Bastard.
I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this.
I want to slap
as
you.
a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh, thank you very much, you bastard.
Oh my. You again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
No.
That is a shame. But each to their own. Speak to me if you have a change of heart.
Okay. So the thing about this guy is he will teach you miracles, and if you want to do a faith build with the miracles and stuff like that, talk to him. But he is a terrible, terrible person. Like, if you talk to him more, and when you become his like pupil and join his covenant and stuff like that, he will offer you information in exchange for souls, which he will call a show of faith. So basically you have to pay him, demonstrate how faithful you are. So already you see just how you know, just corrupted he is. So yeah, I really don't like him. Later on he does something even worse. And here are some items that he sells. Not the homeward bone, but one of the items here is the one that he's going to be selling. The talisman is what he's selling. So if you don't start out as a cleric, you can get it there. If you want to use faith. And here we have cracked red eye orb. So I wonder if this is all from one person in these things, because homeward bone, right, has to do with the bonfires. Then we have the cleric, and then we have the red eye orb. So maybe there was like an evil cleric or something like that, or maybe it shows us what he is like. Maybe that he's actually a bad person. I don't know. And if you go here on the right, drop down here and go to the right, there are a couple items you can pick up. Really good weapons as well, but we will not do that. We'll just run here, because the thing is, I don't want to deal with these enemies, which are almost guaranteed to kill you. Almost guaranteed, unless you're like really good player and know what you're doing. And if I go for those items, I have a survival rate of about 40%. And they will follow you, so run back to the bonfire and rest at it, and the enemies will return to their spots. Alright, so we are safe now. So, before I end the episode, we will not go there yet, we'll go there in the next episode. I want to read a couple of item descriptions that are important for the lore. So, this really isn't, I mean, there's a Dark Tales reference. An emerald flask from the Keeper's soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect it further. So basically it tells us about fire keepers which guard the flames, the bonfires. These are the online play items. They really aren't anything important. Lloyd's Talisman though. Talisman utilized by all Father Lloyd's cleric knights to hunt down the undead. Blocks asset recovery within a limited area. In the outside world, the undead are cursed creatures, and Lloyd's cleric knights are widely praised for their undead hunts. This blessed talisman blocks undead recovery, allowing the knights to fight with impunity. So this is used for hunting hollows. It can also be used for some other stuff, but mainly again for online to prevent the enemy from recovering their essence flasks, but also you can do it on NPCs, so that's cool. Transient curse, limbo victim of the curse. Temporary curse. A temporary curse allows engagement with ghosts. The only way to fight back against ghosts who are cursed beings is to become cursed oneself. The safest method, however dreadful, is to cut off an arm of the dead. Wow. Homeward bone. Bone fragment reduced to white ash. Returns to last bonfire used for resting. Bonfires are fueled by bones of the undead. In rare cases, the strong urge of their previous owners to seek bonfires enchant their bones with homeward instinct. Soul of a lost undead. Souls are the source of life, and whatever undead or even hollow one continues to seek them. Humanity. Rare tiny black sprite found on corpses. You stay in one humanity and restore a large amount of HP. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? So, this is one of my big problems with Dark Souls. Not problems, but like one of my big questions about the lore. What is the actual difference between a soul and a humanity? Because there doesn't seem to be a big one. It's kind of weird, but yeah, we'll talk more about it later. Copper coin made of copper. Its face shows Old Man McLoif, god of medicine and drink. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. The dark sign signifies an accursed undead. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. Death triggers the dark sign, which returns its bearer to the last bonfire rested at, but at the cost of all humanity and souls. That's it. And one more thing I want to mention is that it appears that Copper Coin and also that guy tell us that this is the land of the cursed undead, right? So that means that everything outside is actually normal. Like, there are undead, but they're all picked out and, you know, led to the Undead Asylum. So the rest of the world is alright. It's normal, right? So yeah, very, very interesting. So maybe these walls were built after the first undead showed up, right? To kind of keep them inside of Lord John, maybe. To keep them on their, you know, mission. So they wouldn't quit. They wouldn't leave. Maybe that's why. Because we also don't see the Undead Asylum. We don't know where it is in relation to Lord John. It is north, but maybe Lord John is even more north. Who knows, right? So yeah, Undead Asylum was kind of isolated, and the only path from there was to go to Lord John. And Lord John is walled off heavily, so I don't know where else you could go but to continue your mission. Very interesting stuff to think about. I'm sorry if we didn't have much happening this episode. There will be more action. Wow, my tongue got messed up. There will be more action later on in the series, obviously, with each episode, because we'll get more enemies to fight, and I'll have less time to talk about my precious lore and stuff like that. But for now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope I wasn't too annoying. And yeah, in next episodes we'll be talking less about stuff like we did today, but still I'll keep it to a fairly decent amount. So thank you for watching, and bye bye.